Hey everybody, welcome to the Holocron. Today we're diving deep into the heart of the Outer Rim with our comprehensive review of Star Wars Outlaws. Buckle up because we're going to embark on a journey that might change your entire outlook on this video game. As with most Star Wars projects as of late, opinions are split and the fanbase is more divided than the Senate during the Clone Wars.
I am the Senate.
But after 30 hours of intense gameplay, I've uncovered some truths that might surprise even the most jaded fans. Is this the Star Wars game that we were all promised? Or is this just another disappointment covered in bantha pewter? Star Wars Outlaws isn't revolutionary by any means, but it does have some tricks up its sleeve. Here's the kicker. If you're expecting non-stop blaster fights or lightsaber duels, you might be in for a shock. This game is more about the art of not being seen. That's right, folks. Stealth is the name of the game here, especially during the main mission.
How did they think that was okay to even put it in the game?
Now, before you start feeling betrayed, let me explain why this might be the best thing to happen to Star Wars in years. Firstly, it actually makes sense. Think about it. If you were a smuggler in a world full of stormtroopers and bounty hunters, would you really want to announce your presence in a firefight? This stealth focus adds another layer of strategy that feels right at home in the Star Wars universe. But don't worry, action junkies. While the main story might have you channeling your inner Solid Snake, the side quests are where you can really let loose. From daring heists to good old-fashioned shootouts, these optional activities offer a smorgasbord of Star Wars content that could add dozens of hours to your playtime on each planet. And let's talk about those planets for a second. The exploration in this game, it's like nothing you've seen before.
Pow.
Every nook and cranny is packed with details and makes you feel like you're really there. It's the kind of immersion that even some AAA games can't even match. It's a solid, satisfying experience that'll keep you coming back for more. But is it enough to make up for the game's other aspects? That is the question. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, or should I say the bantha in the cantina. The graphics in Star Wars Outlaws are so good, they might just make you question whether you've accidentally stumbled into the real galaxy far, far away. Folks, I'm not exaggerating here when I say this game sets a new benchmark standard for visuals.
Oh my god! Wow!
Every object, every texture, every lens flare has been meticulously crafted with the kind of loving detail usually reserved for actual movie productions. From the smallest environmental interactions to the sweeping vistas of alien worlds, this game is a feast for the eyes. But here's where it gets really interesting. Remember the original trilogy had that gritty lived-in feel? The sense that this was a real place with actual history and wear and tear? Star Wars Outlaws doesn't just recreate that, it elevates it. The attention to detail here is giving me hardcore original trilogy vibes, and I'm loving every second of it. The implementation of real-time ray tracing in this game is nothing short of revolutionary. It creates a level of realism that'll have you doing double takes. Is that a reflection or a window to another world? In Star Wars Outlaws, it's hard to tell the difference. Now, a word of caution for our console brethren still rocking that older hardware. While the game might still look fantastic across the board, it might not get you the full mind-blowing experience without a high-end setup.
I'm so sick of this company.
But trust me, even on lower settings, this game is prettier than a Twi'lek dancing on Life Day. I'd give the graphics an 11 if I could, but since we're sticking to the 10-point scale, it's a solid, unequivocal 10. But gorgeous graphics can only take a game so far. What about the story? Is it as captivating as the visuals? Is it all style and no substance? That answer might surprise you. This isn't your typical fast-paced action narrative.
So that was a f***ing lie.
Oh no, this is more of a slow burn, but trust me, the payoff is well worth it. Now, I'll be honest with you, the first 5 to 6 hours you might find yourself wondering, is this it? Where's all the epic Star Wars action I was promised?
Wait a minute! Who are you?
But here's the thing, once the story hits its stride, it's like watching a pod race kick into high gear. Yes, there are moments where you might be able to predict what's coming next, but isn't that part of the charm of Star Wars? It's not about the destination, it's about the journey, and what a journey this is. I know what some of you are thinking, but I want my action now. I don't have time for a slow burn. And I get it, in a world of instant gratification, asking players to invest their time before a payoff is a big risky move now. But for those of you willing to stick it out, the rewards are as satisfying as beating that tricky boss in Jedi Fallen Order. I'm talking about you, Trilla. So while it may not be the fastest paced story in the galaxy, the narrative of Star Wars Outlaws earns a solid 8 out of 10. But a great story and stunning graphics don't mean much if the game doesn't run properly. It's time to talk about something that might ruffle a few feathers here. The technical side of Star Wars Outlaws. Now don't get me wrong, when this game runs smoothly, it runs smoother than a freshly polished protocol droid. But like a stormtrooper's aim, it does have its misses.
The trash! Fix the game!
During my 30 hours of gameplay, I encountered a few bumps in the hyperlane. We're talking about everything from minor texture loading issues to the kinds of crashes that'll have you screaming louder than Luke did on his Empire Strikes Back reveal. But it's not just the big issues. There were also minor glitches and visual hiccups that, while not game-breaking, definitely broke the immersion factor for me. But isn't that just how games are nowadays? Release now, patch later? It's become an unfortunate trend in the industry to use paying customers as beta testers. But let me be clear, just because it's common doesn't mean it's okay. We wouldn't accept this from any other entertainment medium, so why should we let it slide in video gaming? That being said, it's not all doom and gloom. When the game works, which to be fair is most of the time, it's an incredible experience. And the developers have made a promise to keep patching this game. We could truly be looking at a gem in a few months from now. Taking all of this into account, I'm giving the technical aspect of Star Wars Outlaws a 7 out of 10. After careful consideration and weighing every pro and every con, I'm giving Star Wars Outlaws an overall score of 8 out of 10. Yay! Here's why. Despite its technical shortcomings, this game offers an experience that's more immersive than a dip in a back to take. The visuals are so captivating they'll hypnotize you faster than a Jedi mind trick.
And I'm addicted!
The gameplay, while not revolutionary, it is satisfactory enough to keep you coming back for more. Once it hits its stride, the narrative pulls you in faster than the Death Star tractor beams. But, and this is a big but, potential buyers need to be aware of what they're getting themselves into. This isn't a non-stop action fest like marketing might have sold you on. If you're expecting guns blazing from the get-go, you might find yourself more frustrated than a Wookiee playing holo chess. And let's not forget the technical issues. While they didn't ruin my gaming experience, mileage may vary. So here's my advice. If you're a die-hard Star Wars fan with a decent gaming setup and a patience for stealth, this game is going to rock your world. But if you're on the fence, it might be worth waiting for a few patches to smooth things out. Remember, reviews are subjective here, so please share your own thoughts below. I would love to hear your feedback on this game.
Oh, there it is. There's my name. Better check for daddy.
You'll just have to tolerate his opinion. Fighting will not take.